long distance relationships. Specifically, I'm going to focus on online since that's what I'm doing. But can they work? And what are the pros and the cons? Let's take a look at that. Okay, so as I was mentioning, we are going to go over making a long distance relationship work. These are tips. These are tips I got from a website. There's a lot of different things I've been looking at and researching, and I wanted to put a video like this together. So in the descriptions, as we all know, down below, you will see, I'll put a note on where I got this from, and just to give the proper credit. So as you can see here, there's the headline or the title, and the first one we will go over, there were actually 23 tips. 3 of them really did not pertain to either online or did not pertain to more like an international type of long distance, which that's what I'm in. So I left them out because they really have no meaning. These here, these 20, these all for sure do pertain to whether it is international, whether it is online, or just long distance in general. Let's say for like example, the United States, like East Coast and West Coast, something like that. So all this pertains to it. So here we go. First thing, as you can see, is the establish expectations. Excuse me, I had to drink a little water there. So what the tip here is, it shows on how much contact do you really want to have with your partner each day? How much do they expect from you? So you don't want to assume you and your partner are on the same page and basically, it's the old thing, assume. You don't want to assume anything. So more or less talk it over. How do you guys want to communicate? Do you want to do it strictly through just chatting for a while, with messaging, or do you want to get video in there? Things like that. So that would be the number one. Number 2 is schedule time together. Basically what they're saying here is you don't want to, let's say, hey, let's have a video chat at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. All right, because that works for me. And then all of a sudden you have to cancel out, let's say sometime Monday afternoon. Again, you have to remember you're not together with this person, so you want to hold to schedules. You want to make it look like it is extremely important to you to do that video, or it doesn't have to be a video. It could be just chat on the phone, for example, something like that. So again, you want to stick to a set schedule, especially when you set a time and things like that. So again, you wouldn't do that. Well, I hope you wouldn't do that to a date if you're dating somebody and meeting them at a restaurant or something. So you want to do it here either. Next thing, as you can see, is you want to prioritize connecting, not just talking. So again, just because you're texting or talking every day on the phone, it doesn't mean you are actually connecting. So you want to remember to really share and consult with each other, console each other, and keep the conversation going in depth. Not just surfacey things, but get a little bit deeper is what they're saying here. So again, that's what we're looking at here. The next one, we'll go to number 4. Number 4, share your calendars. Now, they don't mean specifically just, your Yahoo calendar or something like that. Basically, things that are coming up. Just recently, I can share a personal thing with mine. Me and my girlfriend, just so happened we were both getting the COVID, the pandemic shot. And just by chance, we both were getting the Pfizer. So she shared everything with me, what day it was, what time it was. So basically, I could actually think about her at that time and, wish her luck and things like that. And she did the same for me, and I gave her all my specifics. So it's good to try to make it as personal as possible. You don't want to just say, yeah, I'm going to go get a shot, sometime Monday, and then don't talk the next day till the next day. So again, you want to get more specific and basically hold to different, your calendars and things like that. So your timing. Next one, number 5, is you want to honor each other's time. So when you do schedule a date, honor it. That's kind of like what I was getting in the earlier one. So again, you want to, it says here, every couple, regardless of distance, wants to feel appreciated. You want to feel respected and important enough. So you don't want to bail on your date, even if it's more or less online. Okay, so again, I guess that's more or less reiterating what they kind of were hinting at in, I think it was 3. So number 6 will be fully present when together. To me, this is an easy one. If let's say you're doing a video chat with someone, right? And you're receiving texts, let's say, on your phone, and you're constantly looking down at your phone and things like that. Again, if you did that on an actual date, I would bet 90% of the time you're not going to have a second date, because again, that person is just going to look at you like, they're not even into this, they're not into me, I'm not important to them. So again, you want to be fully present. You want to basically have hey, you know what it is? You're going to stay focused on the date. You're going to be focused on your partner at the time. So make it important. Make her or make him feel important. Number 7, share your accomplishments. My girlfriend and myself, I think this is actually came natural to both of us. So, I mean, you basically want to share as much as you can. You want to, even more than you would normally do, maybe you go that extra mile and share details, share what you're doing, what have you accomplished. Let's say for at work, you got, let's say, who knows, a raise, or you did well on some kind of report that you were presenting or a project. And same goes for, personal things at home, whether some kind of accomplishment you did, or speak about family members. I mean, make it bring everything into it so that, you can share, again, getting a little bit deeper with things. And that's kind of how I would look at that right there. So, all right, let's go ahead. Let's move on to number 8. Number 8 here, where is it? All right, number 8. Don't be afraid to be extra. So everything you'd usually make sure to do in a relationship, do it extra. Practice extra good communication and give them extra attention, sweetness, and thoughtfulness. Considering all the distance between you, and man, do I have a lot of distance between me and my girlfriend. Again, United States, she is in the Philippines. So this is definitely one I take seriously, for sure. Number 9. Didn't get mixed up here. Number 9. Surprise each other. Another way to keep the excitement alive is to prioritize surprises, big or small. You could give them a gift, send them something. Doesn't have to be a gift. You can send them, things like special text, whatever. But again, what they're talking about here is, and this may not be, I almost did take this one out. This one may not pertain again to more like international, because that's kind of hard to do. But I threw it in there just so that's something you can do. Then they get a little bit odd here. I'm not sure what they're gonna, that's a little bit funny. But let's go on to number 10. Express your longing. So what they're saying here is, as the saying goes, absence makes the heart grow fonder, and who doesn't want to hear that they are valued and missed? Use the fuel of longing that a long relationship generates. There's an extra ache that we all experience. So again, they're talking about express how much you miss the person. Don't be afraid to say it every day. As simple as that. This one's like just very basic. Express to them you can't wait to see them, you miss them, things like that. That goes without saying, in my opinion, this one here. So okay, so let's see. Number 11. Treat your date like you would treat a real date. The longer you're with someone, the less likely you may be to get dressed up. So again, they're saying that you're not really taking them seriously, or you're getting too comfortable. They're just trying to say, look, try to look good, try to look your best, not necessarily, you know, dress up like a crazy and all that, but just present yourself well. And again, that goes without saying in my opinion, because again, you guys aren't, in a lot of cases, you haven't actually been with this person ever in person. So that's the exact same position I'm in right now. So again, I treat these as, you know, something I want to look good for. So number 12, curate your relationship bucket list. Things you want to do when you are together, where you places you may want to go. I always tell my girlfriend my bucket list, places I want to go, especially in the Philippines. I mean, it's such a gorgeous country. There's so many nice things there. The beaches arguably are the nicest beaches around. And I say arguably because other people may disagree with me, but from what I've seen, and again, I haven't been there, but I've been on YouTube enough to see that they're amazing, the way they come out with drone shots, videos, things like that. So, but again, give your dreams, give your bucket list, things you might want to do when you're with her, and it just has something to look forward to. It's just something special. 13 is find a shared activity. Again, I can bring my personal experience into this. First of all, I'm actually a really huge photography nut. I really am. I take my camera a lot of places, if not every place. And I come to find out that my girlfriend loves photography too. So guess what? We have that in common, and that just makes it so much easier. It's not always the easiest thing. Maybe other people don't have anything that's truly you have in common. But if you do have it, embellish on it, and it's so great because you could really talk about similar things in your experiences with, for example, photography. So that's an easy one for me. I had to say that. 14 is, it says here, I like this one, send flirty text. From a flirty message to straight up texting, it's always nice to remind each other you still view them in a romantic light. I mean, absolutely. That's I keep saying this, I cannot wait to see my girlfriend in person, meet her, hug her, kiss her. I mean, I just want to get my arms around her and just, like I say, never let go. So, and I feel that stronger each day. So again, and believe me, I let her know that. She can definitely back that up. Let's see, 15. Get creative with your virtual dates. So what they're saying here is that, and you can see here, keep things interesting by getting creative with your dates. Maybe that's an elegant dinner. So you can do special things like maybe make dinner together, like you're cooking here and she's cooking there, and basically eat at the same time, watch a TV show or something on Netflix together, download the movie at the same time, watch it, and this way you could check back and forth like you're sitting next to them. So I think that's cool. If you could do that, if you can make that work, that would be pretty nice. I think that's neat. All right, let's see. 16, we have 5 left. 16, continue to get to know each other. There's always something new to learn about your partner, and continuing to prioritize it can deepen your emotional intimacy. Engage in playing games to know each other better. Again, we like to go back and forth. We'll give each other like a choice between this or that. Like for example, apple or banana. Something like that. Coffee or tea. Ketchup or mustard. And it's cool. Just even if it's just a few each day, it's fun. And then when you could talk about your answers and say, oh no, that's not, this is better. And it's just fun. And it makes the day, even if the day's boring otherwise, if you can do that with your girlfriend or boyfriend, whoever you have, it just makes the whole thing fun. So I do that, we do that, and it's cool. 17, embrace the time apart. Well, me and my girlfriend, all we have been is apart. So again, that's literally, but virtually, no, we're always together. So what they're saying here is it may be easy to fall into a pattern of not taking care of your appearance or home because your partner isn't around. So again, what they're saying here is treat it as if they could pop in at any time to see you. You kind of don't want to look all ragged, or you want your bed unmade, or however you normally would be if you were together, and let's say you live kind of near each other in the same town. Not obviously with me, my girlfriend is not going to just pop in on me, and I'm not going to just pop in on her, just because there's a travel restriction. So again, this was already brought up in an earlier one, but I always try to look presentable. Number 18, create forward momentum in your relationship. Okay, so this says here there was a 2019 survey, and it found that the number one reason long distance relationships lack it is a lack of progress. But why it would end is that there's a lack of progress. So you need to, like they're saying here, evolve and keep things moving forward. Many couples naturally drift apart due to the lack of effort and attention, and long distance relationships are particularly susceptible. If you really want your long distance relationship to succeed, it's important to make sure you're growing as a couple and deepening your connection over time. Where is this going? What can we do, or what can you do to make sure you're moving forward? So again, talk about the future. Talk about the future and keep things thinking, like always thinking, and mention it, between each other in conversation. 19, be as vulnerable as possible. I mean, I look at this one as just be who you are. I mean, honestly, it's about, getting a little bit deeper with each other. How was your day? How was your night? Again, they're saying here, because you're not seeing the person, you're not together actually, be a little bit extra vulnerable and get a little bit deeper. For me, I'm just myself, and I think just naturally that's really who I am. So I like to hear how she's doing. How did you sleep? Did you enjoy your dinner, your breakfast? And she does the same. I mean, equally. So I mean, I don't know. Somehow I found this. Somehow I found her and she found me, and it's just like meant to be. I'm so happy. Last one. This is the last one. Number 20. Look forward to the finish line. So speak about the day that you will finally meet. Talk about that day. How is it going to be for you? How's it going to be? How are you going to feel? Get a kind of time frame in mind. For example, what we're waiting for is for travel to open up. So for me, I want travel to open up to the Philippines, because I'll be able to get everything ready, visa and all that, and get myself over there. And I'm praying, fingers crossed, whatever you do, that's what I'm doing, and I just can't wait. Will it be this upcoming spring of 2022? It's possible. I mean, there's some positive things we're hearing, so we talk about it. I constantly talk about it to her, and that's what they mean here. That's what they're meaning when they say look forward to the finish line. Talk about it. Communication is everything. You have to communicate. So there you go, guys. That is the 20 tips for making a long distance relationship work. All right, so there you have it. All about a long distance relationship. Obviously, as you all know, that's what I am in currently, as I have already stated. But it can work. It will, obviously it's got to take work, but it also has to take laying a foundation. And that happens in the very beginning. I would say probably in the first month, maybe 2 weeks to a month. And again, it all comes down to how you guys communicate. It's all about communication, and it all comes down to whether you both feel there's a bond there. So I'm going to call it a wrap on this one for today. Again, I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope everybody can help each other out. Curious who else is out there that is in a long distance relationship, also known as an LDR. But no, share your thoughts, share what has worked for you, or if something hasn't worked, what was it that, or what things came into play that, made it not work. But again, that's a wrap. And please like, subscribe, and share. And as I always say, stay focused. Take care, guys. Until next video.